a mysterious and ancient religion that existed 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. Very few people are aware of it, yet it has had a profound impact on our culture and life, especially on the fundamental doctrines of the three major religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In the 5th century BC, the Persian Empire, which came close to conquering the Greek city-states, adopted it as the empire's state religion. The renowned lead singer of the iconic British rock band Queen, Freddie Mercury, had Parsi heritage from India. The Parsis are followers of this faith, and many of his creative inspirations stemmed from his family's religious background. He died in 1991 due to bronchopneumonia brought on by AIDS, and his funeral, conducted according to his religious rites, also garnered significant public interest. The Japanese multinational automobile manufacturer, Mazda, known for its distinguished brand, has a special meaning behind its name. In 1921, Mazda's founder, Jujiro Matsuda, found the word Mazda in a dictionary to name the company and its products. Adapted from the novel series A Song of Ice and Fire, the globally popular TV show Game of Thrones explores a key theme involving the clash between the power guided by the Lord of Light, a deity associated with fire and light, and the forces of darkness led by the White Walkers. The connections between Freddie Mercury, Mazda, and Game of Thrones all tie back to the ancient religion known as Zoroastrianism, which originated in ancient Persia and Iran, and is the world's oldest monotheistic faith. Freddie Mercury was of Parsi descent. The term Parsi literally means Persian, and it refers to the Persian community that migrated to India in the 7th and 8th centuries to escape religious persecution during the rise of the Arab Empire. Today, there are around 100,000 Parsis in India, but their numbers are gradually declining, despite their small numbers. Parsis have often received high-quality education, and many have become leaders in politics, business, and various professions. For example, the Tata Group, India's largest private conglomerate, with a significant share of the country's GDP, around 6%, is owned by the Parsi Tata family. The first Field Marshal of independent India, Sam Manekshaw, was a Parsi, as were notable figures like Homi Bhabha, a nuclear scientist, Bikaji Karma, an independence movement leader, Petty Jinnah, wife of Pakistan's founder Jinnah, and Feroz Gandhi, husband of Indira Gandhi. The Japanese automobile brand Mazda's name is derived from the name of the Zoroastrian god Ahura Mazda in Japanese. It's pronounced as Matsuda, which happens to be the same pronunciation as the founder's name, Jujiro Matsuda. He chose this name for the company, symbolizing the pursuit of light and goodness. In the TV series Game of Thrones, there's a decisive battle between the Lord of Light, representing the forces of light, and the Night King, representing the forces of darkness. Interestingly, this parallels the dualism found in the Zoroastrianism religion, where the ancient Persian scriptures mention that the world was initially controlled by the gods of light and darkness. Ultimately, the god of light, Mazda, triumphed over the god of darkness. Originating on the Iranian plateau over 3,000 years ago, Zoroastrianism is one of the oldest surviving religions. It has had significant influence on Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. The primary scripture of this religion is the Avesta, an ancient Persian text. Within it, the prophet of Zoroastrianism is referred to as Zarathustra, or Zoroaster in a more Latinized form. The creator of the religion is Ahura Mazda, where Ahura means Lord and Mazda means wisdom or light. Together, it translates to Lord of Wisdom or Lord of Light. With the establishment of the powerful Persian Empire, Zoroastrianism became the state religion and remained the most influential faith in Central Asia until the rise of Islam. It later spread eastward and arrived in China during the Wei, Jin, and Northern and Southern dynasties periods. In China, it became known as Zoroastrianism or Zoroastrian religion, and its religious elements can be found in 2 murals and carvings from that time. The image shows a remaining Zoroastrian architectural structure located in Shaanxi, China, and it stands as one of the few surviving remnants of Zoroastrianism in the country. Zoroastrianism has had a significant impact on Western culture, with traces of its influence found in many artworks and literary works of the modern and contemporary Western world. One notable example is the renowned Italian Renaissance painter Raphael's masterpiece The School of Athens. In this mural, you can observe the presence of the Zoroastrian prophet Zoroaster. He stands ahead of Ptolemy, holding a celestial globe. It is believed that Zoroaster was also an astronomer. A young figure on his left side is none other than the artist Raphael himself. Yes, Raphael chose to depict himself alongside the prophet. Indeed, it is said that Dante Alighieri, a precursor to the Renaissance, was influenced by a Persian religious text from centuries ago in his work Divine Comedy. This text is known as the Book of Arda-Viraf, which recounts the journey of an out-of-body experience of a Zoroastrian priest through heaven and hell. The famous philosophical novel Thus Spoke Zarathustra by the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche uses the preaching of the prophet Zarathustra as a vehicle to express the author's own ideas. Later, the German composer Richard Strauss was inspired by this novel and created a well-known symphonic poem in 1896 under the same title. In 1968, the groundbreaking science fiction film 2001: A Space Odyssey, which received multiple Oscar awards, also incorporated the opening part of this composition as part of the film's soundtrack. Zoroastrianism is likely one of the most primitive monotheistic religions on earth, believing in a single god named Ahura Mazda. The 3 major monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, are also monotheistic, with Christianity and Islam evolving from the influence of Judaism. One of the most important doctrines in these religions is eschatology, which deals with the end times. According to this doctrine, after death, souls will be judged by God on Judgment Day to determine whether they ascend to heaven or descend to hell. This concept has been heavily influenced by Zoroastrianism, with the concepts of heaven and hell found in the ancient texts of Persia. Another significant influence that Zoroastrianism had on the other 3 major religions is its unique dualistic belief system. This belief system asserts that good and evil coexist and contend in the world. The good god, Ahura Mazda, and the evil god, Angra Mainyu, also known as Ahriman, each have opposing followers. The followers of the good god are angels, while the followers of the evil god are demons. These 2 sides engage in a prolonged and cyclical struggle, with periods of victory and defeat. Ultimately, it is believed that the good god, Ahura Mazda, will triumph in the end. This dualistic concept of a cosmic struggle between good and evil has had a profound impact on the theological perspectives of various cultures and religions. Fire is an important symbol of Zoroastrianism, as it represents light, warmth, and has purifying powers. Fire along with water are seen as symbols of purity in Zoroastrian religion. Zoroastrian places of worship are sometimes called fire temples. Each fire temple contains an altar with an eternal flame that burns continuously and is never extinguished. Yazd, one of the holy sites of Zoroastrianism in Iran, is known for its unique Persian-style architecture and has been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The ancient city has a history of Zoroastrian presence, with Zoroastrian missionaries being active in Yazd as early as 400 BCE, the Yazda Tashberam. A Zoroastrian temple located in the city was constructed in 1934 through the contributions of Indian Parsi community members. The temple also houses a sacred fire that was transferred from another temple, where it had burned for nearly 300 years. This fire holds great significance for Zoroastrians, symbolizing purity and divine presence. In Zoroastrianism, fire, water, and earth are considered sacred and must not be defiled. Zoroastrians gave their dead sky burials. They built circular, flat-top towers called dogmas, or towers of silence. Their corpses were exposed to the elements and local vultures until the bones were picked clean and bleached. Then they were collected and placed in lime pits called ossuaries. Dogmas have been illegal in Iran since the 1970s. Many Zoroastrians today bury their dead beneath concrete slabs, though some Parsi in India still practice sky burials. Today, there are approximately around 200,000 Zoroastrian believers scattered across the world. Aside from a small portion in Iran, the majority are in India, and a smaller group resides in Western countries. Due to significantly lower birth rates among Zoroastrian communities in India compared to other religious groups, the actual number of followers has been gradually decreasing each year. Following this trend, the religion might eventually decline over time. However, its influence on human civilization will never be erased.